Okay, here's your omnibus update for today. The program's running pretty slow because there's so much material in there. I'm at, let's see, 12 and a half hours right now. But we start off with the flashback sequence from Thor of them fighting the frost giants. That's the first thing I have right now. I don't have the Dark Elves segment from Thor: The Dark World yet because I haven't brought that movie in yet. Pretty much, I just have all the movies from Phase 1 and the short films right now. So we have that. Then we have the bulk of Captain America: The First Avenger. That plays through. And then, as I mentioned, I still have some of these more graphic closing credits. I'm probably eventually going to either take them out or move them all to the end, just because it kind of interrupts the flow. But then I kind of think maybe it's good to interrupt the flow, because that'll give you time to, a good time to pause and run to the bathroom or something if you're doing a whole huge marathon. So I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to leave those in or take those out, so you guys let me know. I'm cutting out all the main credits, the long credits, but these ones, that are cooler, and they're not very long, but they got the nice music with them, so let me know what you guys think I should do with that. So you've got those. Then we've got the Agent Carter short film, so obviously all of her episodes are going to go before that. I don't have any of those in yet. And then we get the prelude to the Incredible Hulk, of the flashback sequences of him going through the experiment and all that. And then I have, what is this? This is the alternate opening to the Incredible Hulk, where he goes to try to kill himself and doesn't succeed. And then I've got the present day. I'm sorry. This is the 36 hours earlier segment of Iron Man. So Iron Man starts off when he's already in the Middle East, and then it flashes back. So I've got this whole flashback going first, and then cut to the opening of the movie of him in the Humvee getting attacked, and then the rest of the movie plays out from there. Fairly straightforward. And then again, I've got his the credits, the closing, the graphic type of credits. And then Nick Fury shows up for the stinger. And then from there I cut into the main bulk of the Incredible Hulk, because that happens at the same time as Iron Man 2. So I had the intro and the alternate opening before Iron Man, and now after Iron Man, between Iron Man and Iron Man 1, I have the Incredible Hulk, the main story going. And then here, this is, normally I cut these out, but in Iron Man 2, the voiceover of the news footage starts while this is still coming up, so I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to cut out some of that just to start, find a good place to start, or if I'm just going to leave it in since he's still talking. So again, if you have any advice on that, let me know. So then we have the main chunk of Iron Man 2, and this is a funny thing happened on the way to Thor's hammer, because Coulson leaves during Iron Man 2. I may end up splicing that earlier in the film, like right after he leaves, or I may just leave it here, because it's not really specific how long after he left this is. And it's kind of just a nice buffer between movies. So I've got that there. And then I pick up after the 965 flashback of Thor. So this is not the beginning of the movie, because the beginning of the movie starts in New Mexico. But this is the beginning of the coronation scene and all that. And now this is the beginning of the movie, after he gets banished. So I cut from him getting banished in the flashback to the opening of the movie, and then I had to kind of edit together when they brought him back in after going through the flashback. But I think I got it going pretty well. There's just a lot of small clipping and stuff like that. And finally we get into the bulk of the Thor film. And so I cut out the post-credit stinger from Iron Man 2 because that's in the Thor movie. I didn't feel like I needed that twice because it's the same thing. So then we have the Thor graphic credits that go before we get to the post-credit stinger with Nick Fury and Eric Selvig. And then we have The Consultant and the archive footage from The Incredible Hulk and The Consultant wasn't the whole ending scene from The Incredible Hulk, it was just part of it. So I spliced in the ending of The Incredible Hulk into that. So I kind of extended what The Consultant had in it. And then we've got the end of The Consultant after they meet up again. And then this is the beginning of Captain America the First Avenger, where they find him in the ice. And then this is the end of Captain America the First Avenger, where he wakes up and he meets Nick Fury. And then from that, we go into the beginning of the Avengers. And pretty much that whole movie plays out. A lot of these I haven't gone through to double check to make sure there's not anything that needs cut back, which I will be doing later, but if you're thinking of something as I'm going through these that's like, hey, this was a scene that was the flashback or a scene that took place in the past that you didn't mention that you move, go ahead and let me know, because the more you guys tell me, the less I have to go through this and check everything. So this here is the extended Captain America scene from the Avengers. In the final cut, it's Nick Fury says, no, it's won by soldiers, and it cuts right to him in the boxing ring. So this starts out with Cap watching some old news footage, going through files of people like Peggy and Bucky and Howard Stark, and seeing that all his friends are dead. Walking through town, there's the big Acura advertisement there. And then he's in the cafe, and that's where he first meets the waitress, and you see him painting, and she's talking about Iron Man, and then Stan Lee has a cameo right there. There he is. And then you see him riding the train to the, I must have gone past it. You see him riding the train to the boxing ring, and then it picks up where the movie came back in. And then we have the rest of the movie. Pretty straightforward. I am going to add in, which I may have done already. Yes, this is the deleted scene of the Hulk talking to the security guard. And that's kind of like how he's now able to come to terms with being the Hulk. So I threw that in there. Then we got the end of the Avengers. And I spliced in what was actually an alternate opening of a S.H.I.E.L.D. interrogation with Maria Hill, but I just put it at the end because it was a flashback. And since I'm doing it in chronological order, it fit more well at the end. So I have her interview before the scene with all the news reports, and then Nick Fury's voiceover with the World Security Council. And then I have the Avengers graphic credits that I've still left in there for now. And then the Thanos and the others showing up there. The shawarma scene is still in there. And then I cut to item 47. And that's pretty straightforward. I cut out kind of the mid-credits of that, but left in her post-credits rolling around in the chair. And then the rest of this is all Hail the King, which, as I mentioned before, was a pain in the butt with Justin Hammer's little side scene that was shown at the end of it, but actually took place towards the beginning. So I had to splice that all together. So obviously Iron Man 3 is missing from the middle there. But like I said, I haven't gotten everything filled in yet. So that's where I'm at right now. Let me know if you have any suggestions or comments or anything like that, and I'll keep you guys updated.